As you graduate, the sun will set, the beginning of a new day will start. We do 5 things at IHS. We teach, or we enable people to learn more than teaching. We train. We're one of the largest institutions that work with working professionals. And as our alumni come through, they'll be able to understand and appreciate more the importance of working with people who are actually in the process of bringing policy and practice. We do research. And in fact, I think the wonderful thing over the last many years that we've been here is much of what we share with you comes from our research and our practice. We've become a fairly unique institution in which much of what you're engaged with, the questions that you come to us with, are engaged through questions of that we've engaged to as practitioners and researchers. So we teach, we train, we do research. We also do remarkable work on practice, which is quite important to us because it is from practice that we're able to try and change the world and change ourselves. And that's what distinguishes this institution from many other institutions in this country. And finally, we bring some of this together in digital learning products, which many of you who are not able to be here, some people who are online and otherwise, are able to access the work that we're doing. So like I said, we teach, we train, we do research. We are centrally about practice, and we also work on digital learning. Those are the 5 things that we do. This is the first time in IHS history, we've been around for almost 15 years. This is the first time that the alumni actually have larger numbers than the staff and faculty in IHS. Are we really good enough as a faculty to be able to hold you and enable you to become much better than we are when you reach where we are just now? That's, in a sense, the great test for us, fine? Yeah? To find people who are remarkable and give them the opportunity, the strength, the courage, the self-confidence to actually not only change themselves, but to become much better than the people who help them become what they are just now. And I guess the other question is, are we perfect? Are we not even good in some senses? And I would say we're not, fine? And that's where I think all of you have to be very critical to us. And that is, it is really important to us as an institution, to the mission that this institution is set out to do, is that you hold us, you hold the institution, you hold us to account. We want you to find your own voice, your own agency as far as that's concerned. So we would really, look forward for you to come back at some point of time to work with us, to teach with us, to train with us, to actually work with us to take this mission into a much, much more significant space than it is. But having said that, we are in a very difficult time, not only in this country, but in the world. Right? We're in the middle of a set of tremendous crises. Basically, our development system is not working. Our governance system, in some cases, is deeply fractured. The second thing is, we're in the middle of a very deep environmental crisis. This campus is the inverse of that process. This campus is about trying to bring all of those things together. And then, on top of that, we have the AI revolution that's happening at the current point of time. At some senses, you can look at the world and say, everything is falling apart, fine? But when some of us look at it, we say, look, this is a time of great disruption. What better time to bring in people who understand what systems are, who understand how to work together, who understand how to work from multiple different perspectives to actually look at the system and make it change. It would be wonderful if instead of just choosing yourself and your profession and your discipline and the money that you might get and the jobs you might get, is first to choose planet, fine? The second thing is to choose life. And in able to make that happen, you have to choose both people and community. These are choices that we make. These are values that we hold together as far as that's concerned. And when you choose people and community, for all of us, we have to choose both prosperity and peace. In order to make that happen, we have to choose justice and equality. For many of us, we have chosen solidarity and service. Criticality is what most educational institutions give you, but we hope we've given you a little bit of spark in the space of proposition. But with that, you will find in the world, proposition does not work without struggle. And struggle does not work without actually having a hope that the world can become a different place. And you will find your place in that world, which is difficult, full of strife and conflict and opportunity, to actually make difference. So having said that, I would say, go well, change the world, and come back to us, changed every little thing on a daily basis. Every little thing that changes every day is actually going to make the big difference that in time, like we said, which will help transform yourselves, your community, your family, your extended family, your partner, your friends, and eventually the society and the culture that you live in.